Most men exist at the mercy of the world. They move through life hoping that softness will shield them, that approval will nourish them, and that comfort will reward them. But comfort is anesthesia for ambition. Approval is debt in disguise. And softness is a contract that the world will eventually collect on. You are here for a different reason. Not for consolation, not for accolades, not for peace treaties with mediocrity. You are here because you've sensed a truth most men die without discovering. That power begins not when you conquer the world, but when you conquer the weak man within. The unspoken tragedy of masculinity today is not oppression, it is self-abdication. The silent epidemic that makes grown men act like servants, beggars, spectators of their own potential. They kneel before emotions they can't control, habits they can't discipline, and people who should never hold the keys to their inner state. If you walk into the arena of power still tethered to emotional reaction, validation hunger, or unmeasured haste, you step in already half defeated. The first law is brutal but simple. 1. Kill the weak self. To build something strong, the old foundation must be demolished. Not politely renovated, not cosmetically reinforced, demolished. No ruler replaces order without eliminating what came before. You must do the same internally. Your weakness is not a personality trait. It is a liability. It is not there to be balanced, coddled, or empathized with. It is there to be identified and dethroned. Every man has a version of himself who negotiates with discomfort, who justifies indulgence, who bargains with effort. I'll start tomorrow. I deserve a break. It's not that serious. It can wait. That is the voice of the man you must execute. When you wake up tired and still train, that man dies a little more. When you crave distraction and choose focus, that man starves. When an insult hits and you show nothing, that man loses territory. When you want approval and you ask nothing of the world, that man chokes on silence. Weakness must not be managed. It must be terminated. Imagine it like a defective general in your army. His incompetence doesn't stall operations, it endangers the empire. So, you remove him. And no removal is clean without finality. You burn doubt. You burn hesitation. You burn old habits. Because what is not destroyed eventually mutates, reorganizes, and returns stronger. So, you crush it decisively. You draw a line psychologically and you say, the weak me is dead. Not in the future, not aspirationally, but right now. Not symbolically, but procedurally. Pain is the guillotine. Execution is repetition, and every day you sharpen the blade on your own shadow. 2. Cold focus creates kingdoms. The second law is the law most men fear because it asks not for more energy, it asks for more subtraction. Most men don't lack talent, they lack selection. They don't fail because they aim too high, they fail because they aim at everything. You see them everywhere, men who consume life like a buffet, sample everything, feast on nothing. Their minds are scattered like confetti after a parade no one claps for. Endless scrolling, pointless debates, manufactured drama, competitive outrage over nothing they control, chasing women they don't value, trying to win over people who don't influence outcomes. They fail through attention insolvency. A ruler who tries to command 20 wars at once loses each one cheaply. A ruler who locks his gaze on one theater of dominance and withdraws from the rest. He terrifies the world without moving much at all. Cold focus means discipline with no emotional temperature. No bargaining, no brokering, no apology. You don't try to avoid distraction, you destroy it. You don't manage temptation, you disqualify it from jurisdiction. Focus is an act of pruning, not decorating. Treat attention like oxygen, and you give it only to what ignites longevity. The mission, the craft, the strategy, the legacy, the target that feeds power. Not what is good, not what is interesting, not what is pleasurable, but only what is consequential. Think like the predator on the tall grass, still calculating. He does not lunge at every rustle. He waits for the one that is real. One strike, one kill, one feast. Your empire doesn't burn because you lost a battle. It burns because you left the gate open for random noise to wander in. So you seal the gate, and you tell yourself every day, my focus is untouchable. Not loud, not emotional. Policy, Because impulse is surrender disguised as spontaneity, and you are not here to surrender. You are here to build. 3. Master emotion so it cannot master you. Emotion is not weakness. It is uncontrolled emotion that is weakness. A ruler is not undone by feeling. He is undone by reacting before calculating. Emotion is fire, but fire untended burns you. Fire weaponized burns the world. To master emotion means, when anger comes, you refine it into execution speed. When sadness comes, you refine it into clarity. When fear comes, you refine it into preparation. When insult comes, you refine it into silence. When doubt comes, you refine it into patience. When pain hits, you translate it into pattern recognition. When betrayal surfaces, you do not rage. You study the anatomy of loyalty failure so precisely others flinch at the idea of crossing you next. People can only manipulate the emotional range they can provoke you into revealing. The calm man is not emotionless. He is unprovocable. He is not unmoved because nothing touches him, but because nothing touches him prematurely. Imagine two men in the same collapse of chaos. One panics, the other pauses. One flails, the other files data mentally. One shouts, the other waits for the misstep. One explains himself, the other weaponizes their curiosity. If you can be emotionally measured, you can be strategically moved. The man who cannot rule his internal climate can never rule external domains. So you learn to practice stillness with sensory awareness, not absence. You control the storm by controlling the reveal of the storm. You feel everything. You show nothing until it is profitable to show it. So you remind yourself, I rule over emotion, not as a mood, as a constitution. CTRE. Discipline is a weapon, not a mood board. Discipline is not for self-help aesthetics. It is military order imposed on habit. Most men treat self-improvement like wallpaper. They decorate. One motivational book, one clean meal, one workout, one attempt at structure, one journal entry, one pep talk, and they call it transformation. No ruler builds an empire off one decisive day. Empires are built off unromantic repetition. Discipline is acting because it must be done, not because it feels good. Not because you were inspired today. Not because you posted it online, but because you will not negotiate with weakness, even if weakness lives in your own nervous system. When you train exhausted, you enforce the policy internally. The body is the army, and the mind is command. Discipline means you don't wait for clarity. You become clear through momentum. You don't wait for motivation. You become motivated by obedience. You don't indulge because you were wounded. You become armored because you were wounded and kept going. The men the world remembers are not remembered for perfection. They are remembered for systems of inevitable authority. Your discipline must be non-negotiable like gravity. You say to distraction, you don't have authority here. You say to pleasure, you don't have jurisdiction here. You say to laziness, you don't have rank here. You say to weakness, you don't have citizenship in me anymore. So declare it with prophecy. Burn it into yourself. Discipline is my weapon, not externally declared, but internally enforced. Your potential does not die because you were outmatched. It dies because you negotiated with discomfort, and discomfort counter-negotiated you into mediocrity. So you refuse, and every day you do it again, not emotionally, but procedurally. Pet. Detachment is freedom with teeth. Weak men cling to sentiment and call it loyalty. They cling to nostalgia and call it identity. They cling to people who bruise them and call it love. They cling to comfort and call it peace. And they cling to approval and call it belonging. But belonging without leverage is servitude. Loyalty without conditions is indentured labor. Love without boundaries is a leash. Comfort without cost is a trap. And approval without consequence is a crematorium for ambition. Detachment does not mean not caring. It means not needing. It means you can love without drowning. You can give without begging. You can walk away without unraveling identity. You can cooperate without losing leverage. You can elevate others without needing them to elevate you back. You can exist without applause, but collect applause by presence load alone. You can be kind without ethical surrender, ruthless without chaos, and precise without emotion. The detached man doesn't stay because he fears loss. He stays if it serves momentum or legacy, and leaves when it doesn't, without script. Think of your peace not as something others grant you, but as something others lose access to when they lose discipline or loyalty to you. So you remind yourself, nothing owns me, not whispered, not emotionalized, executed. Cest. Patience is precision and slow motion. Speed is not power, timing is. Most men lunge at the first bright thing because desperation is cowardice dressed as urgency. But urgency without advantage is capitulation. Predators don't rush, they plot in stillness. Kingdoms don't fall to the first threat, they fall to the prepared one. Patience means observing emotional provocation without reacting. It means letting others expose their strategies while you expose nothing in response. Patience is not idleness, it is organizational silence while sharpening weapons away from view. So, you teach yourself, pause before striking, wait before reacting, observe before speaking, prepare before conquering, calculate before seizing, silence before acting, action with finality, not emotionality. Declare it until it burns into your inner voice. My patience is my weapon. 7. Silence commands without dialogue. You don't win by shouting. You win by letting noise reveal the weakness of others while you say little until speech has leverage. Silence also forces your enemies to imagine your power. Imagination always makes you darker and heavier than any explanation ever could. This is not emotional silence. It is strategic non-reveal. So, you declare every day, my silence is my power. Internally, not for applause, for leverage. Awesome. Command fear and respect, not approval. Approval fades. Fear and respect remain. They must live in equal synergy, not chaos. Respect without fear is fragile. Fear without respect creates revolt. Approval as currency makes you dependent. Fear and respect as twin pillars make you inevitable. You command loyalty by making betrayal too costly to attempt. So declare it now, mentally as legal doctrine, not emotional mood. I command fear and respect. 9. Live for legacy, not comfort. Legacy is not mass approval. It is timeline continuation of imprint. You ask at every decision, will this echo when I'm gone? If not, it is administrative waste. Legacy is built not on applause, but on discipline, focus, timing, stillness, boundaries, consequence, imprint, narrative continuation. So you declare every day, my name will echo, not to the world at first, to yourself, because every empire begins as internal policy before external form. To set final law, become untouchable. The man who cannot be moved internally cannot lose externally. Untouchability means no validation control, no emotional measure, no comfort addiction, no betrayal chain link, no premature reveal, no need for applause, only action when it carries longevity, consequence, or legacy advantage. So this is where you seal it emotionally as execution and constitution. I am untouchable, not softly, not aspirationally. Finally, because the softer version of you is dead. The fortress mind is reborn, and the predator is now administrative command. You don't transform into cold focus, emotion mastery, detachment, or discipline. You enforce them as law, and once enforced, you are no longer a man, are a force.